Yeah, I mean, the talk that we're hearing from both sides is that they're ready to restart negotiations. There's this new proposal from Canada Post. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers even admits that it does come a little bit closer on certain elements that they were hoping to see progress on, but not all of the elements, certainly not what they feel are their most significant asks. But they say they're ready to return to the table. They're just waiting on the federal mediator to call them back. And ultimately, that is the biggest challenge, because right now, the federal mediator isn't coming back. They've been suspended. The talks have been off for about a week at this point, as of last Wednesday. And on Sunday, we saw the labor minister tweet out that there would not be a return of this federal mediator until both sides significantly changed their proposals. And to date, he's seen no evidence of that. He's also not planning on introducing legislation to force people back to work. And so we're stuck in this situation where the union says they're ready to return to the table, but they're waiting for the federal mediators. Meanwhile, the mediator's not coming back, and Canada Post has sent new framework that has some changes, but really not the biggest changes. Certainly when it comes to things like wage, for example, we heard Canada Post say they can't come anywhere close to what the union is asking for. Canada Post had offered about 11.5%. They say they increased it, but the union countering, saying they increased it only by about as little as one could possibly do. We do know there's been movement on the defined benefit pension plans, but the union says they haven't met their health and safety concerns, and certainly when it comes to benefits overall, they also still have big questions. But one of the biggest aspects of these negotiations has also been about changing the service model. Canada Post wants to become a bigger player in the parcel game. They used to have about 66% of the market share. Now it's down to 25%. That's where profitability is. And so a large part of these negotiations are getting to 7-day-a-week delivery services. And the two sides are still incredibly far apart, not even just on how to achieve that, but on what it actually looks like. I want to play you two clips, one from Canada Post and one from the union, both on Power Play last night. And the difference in where these two sides are on this issue could not be further. Have a listen.
To lock in for the next 4 years with a new collective agreement that doesn't change our delivery model and it's still built for mail, that's going to have a huge and devastating impact on Canada Post, because we're going to continue to lose ground to the competition. So it's about saying, we can preserve what our current employees have today. We can hire new people, full-time and part-time, with good offers, but we need to be growing the business.
Mr. Hamilton is telling you about 7-day delivery, agreeing with you that it's 7 days. But when we're at the table, Canada Post says that they want 6 days and maybe 7 days. And then they tell us, well, if it doesn't work, we want to get rid of it. So they tell us that it's the way of the future, but then.
And so, Marcia, this is the challenge that we're seeing right now. The biggest aspect of these negotiations, the two sides haven't got close on. Wages are probably the second biggest aspect of this. And again, they haven't got close on this. And so for Canadians who are standing on the sidelines watching, who are waiting to receive packages, who are small business owners feeling the economic hardships that have been caused by this, we're really no closer to a deal than we were on Sunday. We really still haven't seen enough movement from either of these sides, even after the changes, to bring back federal mediators.
Colton Praill in Ottawa. Colton, thank you for that update.